Tanya.
It's your girl, Nadia.
What's up, guys? It's Trent.
And I'm Ramesh, and we are The Community. We're covering the latest in pop culture, politics, and everything in between. Let's get started. Good day, and welcome to another episode of The Community. Guess what? We have more ways for you to listen. The Community is now available on Google Play. So if you have a Samsung or Android device, you can go to the Google Play, look for The Community Podcast, and listen to all of our episodes there. For all of our iPhone listeners, you have Apple Podcasts. We're also on Spotify. And if you want to watch us here, you can watch us here on YouTube at The Community. But let's get started with our topics for this week. So we have essentially moved into a new phase as a country. We are now in what I like to call phase 6. So we have weekend lockdowns, we have curfews, but it's a little different. So not only do we have curfew, what used to be 9 o'clock, but no, bedtime is now 7. Oh, it moved up to 10. But in the early days it was 9, but now we're down to 7 o'clock. Okay. In addition to that, you have no beaches. You cannot, as of Tuesday, you cannot travel to any of the family islands.
You don't have beaches or parks.
Yeah, no parks. And you have to exercise on your property.
No. On weekend lockdowns, you have to exercise on your property. Not during the week.
Not during the curfew.
Are the weekends locked down completely like how they used to be?
Weekends are locked down.
Yeah.
No, the only difference now is that we can go out to the grocery stores and pharmacies. Because I think our weekend lockdowns prior, we weren't able to do that.
Okay, so we're able to go to the food store on the weekend.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Police officers are very strict with that, though. If they do not see you with either groceries in your car or you have like grocery bags in your car to prove that you're going there, they're going to ask you a lot of questions and ask you.
I was going for prescription and they didn't have my prescription, so.
Yeah, trust me, prepare for a hassle if that's the case. In addition to that, if you have someone that has recently passed, only you, 3 other persons, and the priest can be there.
That's so crazy to me.
If you are getting married, only you, your significant other, the priest, and 2 witnesses can be there. Talk about small wedding.
You might as well have a justice of the peace.
Say the funeral one again, sorry.
So the funeral is, say it's me mourning someone. So it's going to be me, the priest, and I get to select 3 other persons to mourn. So if, let's say it's someone's grandparent, and that grandparent has 14 children, you have to pick the favorite 4.
You're on 3, because you got to get the priest.
The parent got to go, the actual children got to go. I wasn't going if it's a grandparent.
You got to watch it on live.
Yeah, you have to watch it on Zoom or something. It is. So that's what brings me to the question. Do you think that these changes are helpful in us trying to reduce our rapidly increasing corona count, or do you feel like it's a little too late and we should just continue on with it?
I think, personally, I completely understand what he is saying and what he's doing. I don't necessarily see, it's sort of like, it's a little bit confusing to me because he also made a statement that he can't keep closing and opening back up. Yet, he closed us again. I'm assuming that this is going to be our last closure to try and get a containment on what we currently have. And then moving forward, it's going to be a
more structured opening.
To sort of basically control themselves and get a handle on it, because the opening and closing doesn't help certain businesses either. Like Fish Fry is closed and those persons can't even do curbside delivery. So that's the thing. He closed them without even curbside service. So it's like with them,
which I don't understand. Like why did he close them and they can't do curbside, but other restaurants can do it?
So the argument, as I understood it to be, was that persons don't curbside Fish Fry. They gather and congregate.
But there are still restaurants out there, and people do still order takeout. So at least that's a form of them still getting some sort of business.
Yeah. I understand the rationale behind closing it entirely because there are going to be persons that will just be like, oh, I just waiting for my friend to come pick up their order.
People just go to fish fry.
Just
People just go to fish fry to congregate and hang out and gather and spread flus and
That's like the main
colds
reason.
and.
At the end of the day, they still have restaurants out there where people could order. So it's just restaurant owners would just have to force people to say, if you're not coming to pick up food, you gotta leave. Because I think it's unfair that they aren't able to make any sort of income for their businesses compared to any other restaurant or food place where they have curbside and pickup.
Yeah,
I agree with that because
it's difficult.
I could congregate by 700 wine first too.
It's not fair. It's not fair for them.
Isn't
They should be able to at least take orders and have people pick up.
right.
Yeah. Now, I understand the inter-island closing because he closed domestic traveling for the mere fact that there have been cases in places where there wasn't before. So that makes sense. Now, granted, I'm very elated that nothing is an Exuma or Luther because once he opens, I will be.
I am very shocked that those were the two islands that a lot of people went to that don't have cases.
Correct.
That one shocked me. However, we locked down Ragged Island, which, from my knowledge, was supposed to be closed down regardless.
And people from Ragged Island complaining about not having a nurse and a police station or anything.
Here's my confusion. The Bahamas has the highest population in the Bahamas. Nassau has the highest population in the Bahamas, right?
Mm-hmm.
The largest amount of persons we live here. Freeport has way less. As far as I'm concerned, they have 2,000 people, right? That's what space out there is.
With 60,000.
But how do they have more cases than us? Which leads me to believe that regardless of Nassau being the ghetto, as Freeportians would say, we are clearly taking some sort of precautions to the point where we understand we don't get spanked, right? We don't get beaten. So our thing is we can still party, but we can party as at least as protected as we could so that we don't get beaten again, or at least as hard. Because for you to be having 55 cases a day, 34 cases a day, and now over there like 5 cases, I'm like, what are y'all not doing? Y'all literally.
I think majority of the persons from Grand Bahama decided to travel when the borders open. Because if you look at it, when the updates come out, usually those persons from Grand Bahama, they were people of travel history.
I don't only think it's that. Sorry, Anya. I don't only think it's that. I also feel it's because, like you said, Nadia, in the beginning it was Nassau was the hub. That's where most of the cases were coming from. So during that time, around Bahamians were like, boy, y'all can't learn. Y'all don't understand how to social distance and see if you don't have no cases. So they got relaxed. They got comfortable. They're like, no one here has it, so I can interact with my people because our count isn't going up. And because that lack of social distancing essentially started to stop, that's when it began to spread more, especially because, like you said, Anya, persons began to travel at a more frequent pace.
Yeah, my cousin said that the Valeria, if that's the name of the boat, that is taken to and for it, was apparently like packed, no social distance, no mask. People had they binge ready to go into Walmart, like they was lit. And my thing is, with Nassauians, the airport might have been open, but we literally opted to travel domestically rather than on JetBlue into Florida.
I think it goes back to, like you said, for me, I'm not going to risk being in an okay state to go back to now we're in phase 6. I would have rather said, hey, let me go to a family island where there's no reported cases and I have a better chance of keeping it that way versus going to a hotspot like Florida and, be patient zero.
How did these cases get on Berry Islands? Like,
so how it can happen, Anya, is
either it's from the tourists that went
there. Do you
there.
guys think it has anything to do with the increase in testing?
I do. I do feel like testing is a part of it.
Yeah.
And also, I feel like a lot of people, I don't think it has much to do with them. Okay, well, them being relaxed, it does play a part. But I do think a lot of them were probably asymptomatic before anybody. and now the symptoms are appearing.
Showing themselves a little bit more. The other thing about the address that kind of picked at me was at a point, not on his formal address of shutting us down, but when he was in the House of Assembly, he said the government had a difficult choice, whether to experience backlash from the people or to shut down the borders. And they decided that they rather not have to deal with the backlash of the people. No. If you have to make a tough decision to shut down the borders for our benefit and experience backlash, do that. Don't let me get sick and then have to be retroactive. I didn't like that he was trying to not take all of the responsibility and say, you know, I was trying to make you all happy, so that's why I just let y'all travel, you know? Yes, you're in a position where, unfortunately, you're going to have to make some very difficult decisions. So it's either going to be, I'm making the difficult decision to say, hey, give y'all what y'all want and not what y'all need, or you're going to decide and say, I'm more focused on your health and your well-being, and I'm going to take the backlash. You already say, when election day comes, whether they pick you or not, you okay with it. So if that's your mindset, then make those tough decisions. Because at the end of the day, persons are going to respect you for making tough decisions rather than backtracking on what you're supposed to do.
But don't you think part of it too, they were thinking about the economy still? They was hoping that maybe we would get enough tourists to come in and all of this, even though our major hotel industries are closed. Do you think that was part of why they also decided, well, let's open and see what happens?
Yes and no. So my thing is, because from my understanding, before this announcement, we were still open to Europe and Canada for travel.
Correct.
So if you were saying that you wanted to open us up to travelers, then our tourism management team needed to be doing promo in Canada and Europe to get persons from there to travel and make that tough decision to say block off the United States, because unfortunately their cases are still rising. So you could have still made this tough decision that you made at the end in the beginning. So yes, the hotels may not have been fully open, but tourism still would have been getting some sort of boost, and the cases wouldn't have been as rampant, or we would have hoped that it wouldn't have been as rampant as it is now. So I just think
another reason, sorry to cut you off, another reason too is that a lot of Bahamians that did travel, and I think that's probably why it's more so in Grand Bahama, because Grand Bahama could do a 72-hour trip without having a test because they literally right there. So that travel to them ain't much. But Nassau, we got to go to the airport 2 hours in advance, do a 45-minute flight. We need a minimum of 5 days to do what we need to do.
Practical,
That 72 hours ain't nothing. So, which is probably why more Grand Bahamians took advantage of that.
Do you think like a lot of them probably went to shop, because don't our family islanders go to the US to shop like in bulk shopping, right?
Yeah, like Nadia said, they went on the Valerio, which is, it's not even that large of a boat to begin with. So to be filled to capacity, that's not a good thing. Social distancing definitely should not happen.
How long do you guys think our weekend lockdown to go for?
Y'all only worry about weekend lockdown? 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock.
All of it. The curfew, the weekend lockdown, all of it. How long do you think?
Cases dropped to a good number, I would give it a month.
I say September. I feel like he's going to wait, just like how you rolled out phase 5 right when the major resorts were supposed to reopen. I feel like he's going to ease it.
The reason I don't think it'll be September is because the business owners that were operating and trying to bounce back, they can't afford. I don't think that they could afford 2 months again. They had 2 months off. Sorry, they had 3 months off to have barely a month on to catch themselves to go back to 2 months off.
Now, keep in mind now, a lot of businesses are still allowed to open.
That's true. You're right.
It's just restaurants that had to scale back their businesses. So I also feel like during this time, restaurants need to take advantage of the takeaway. They have had 5 months to realize or establish a new way of operation.
Curbside pickup, yeah.
Yeah,
Ordering
so
online, things like that.
a lot of businesses, it's not that hard to build a website. It really isn't. Take 2 days, build your website for persons to order, partner with Craven and all these other delivery services, get
Craven
it together.
is killing it.
Listen, get it together, because at the end of the day, yes, we can't open to have persons eating indoors, so you're not going to have the capacity of persons coming in. However, if you have the availability of your services for delivery or for curbside, trust me, you're going to get it. Persons are just craving things. Persons are tired of cooking. I am tired of cooking. Okay? So I think that, once again, we just need to adapt to a new way of operation versus still having this one mindset of, it worked in the past. We could wait about a month. It just let the people go and I'd be paying them. No, I think we need to maneuver and find different ways of making things happen.
Agree.
I think so too. I'm hoping, I'm really trying to be positive and hope that it does not. Let me tell you something. I don't mind the curfew as much as I mind the weekend lockdown. You have to have a 7,
Agree, Nadia.
a 7 p.m. curfew all 7 days. That's fine with me, But the lockdown, like I could be out there wasting my gas, just smelling the air. I can't even do that.
I don't smell the air now. I mean, at this you might get COVID. Don't smell the air.
But I mean, I feel like there's something about a weekend, regardless of you being furloughed right now. There's a feeling about just being outside during the weekend.
Because it's a privilege that was taken away. Like I actually have to sit home now. Like I can't just pick up and go, even though I may not have anywhere to go. It's just like that feeling of having a privilege taken away from you.
Listen, it's so bad that my mom went through a drawer that she's cleaned out 3 times already for this lockdown period, okay? She took everything out of the drawer, and then she folded everything back up and put it back in the drawer because she had nothing to do. She's so used to, like you say, just being able to hop in the car, not necessarily having to go anywhere or do anything. But now just being restricted to her home, she's not liking it. So I understand the frustration with it. I do think it is necessary to try and curb this increase as best as we possibly can. I do, however, feel like it was a retroactive decision versus being a proactive decision. So I want him to try and make more proactive decisions that he feel will benefit us in the long run. Take the backlash. Like I said, people are going to rag on you regardless. There will be, you will never have 100% of support. But if at the end of the day, you can say, I did the best for this country and this country was able to grow and prosper because of the decisions that I made, that means you did a good job. Hopefully, people will continue to make good decisions. They'll continue to wear their masks. They will continue to social distance so that by the time the Bahamas decides to open its doors back up, the curfews are lifted, the lockdowns are done, we can maintain having a low to zero COVID number. Close, at least close.
We was close.
You know what it is to not have any cases for, 2 months?
Okay, now we got, 302 in the last one.
A month. In a month, we literally doubled.
Okay, so they ain't gonna be clear till about November.
It's a shame. So that's one thing that a lot of persons don't necessarily take serious. However, there's some other things in life that persons may not take as seriously as they should. One of those things is mental health. So for those who keep up with pop culture, this past week on Twitter, Kanye West, as we know, he's running for president and suffers from bipolar disorder. So unsure of the stress of his campaign got to him, but he went on a bipolar rant on Twitter. A lot of persons were making fun of it. Some persons were overly concerned about it. But that brings me to my question. Do you feel that we acknowledge mental health as a culture, so as Black people, as well as do we take it as serious as we think we should?
I don't think that we take it as serious as we should. I think a lot of times the immediate response is always head bad, or he just need to get it together, or she just need to get it together, or something like that, you know, and they don't really consider the fact that this person may actually have a disorder, and that it should be treated and realized, like the symptoms of it, and you know, things that are associated with the disorder. So I don't think that we take it seriously. We find it very funny because there was a lot of people on Twitter that was laughing at him, or they were using it more so to say, well, he revealing family secrets, and not thinking about the fact that he does have bipolar disorder. And that's, you know, unfortunately, he went to social media while he was going through it. But yeah.
Yeah, I think we definitely tend to ignore it, or I guess it comes back to the notion of, you know, there's a lot of, some persons would do a spiritual check with it too and just be like, you know, just go to God with it, which I completely agree in some instances, but there are some instances where you are literally chemically unbalanced and you need some sort of treatment. I don't always agree that the amount of pills and whatnot that they give people, especially in the States, is even beneficial to them in any event. Because like even going down, like over here, all of us used to play up in the yard, run up and down like we stupid. Our parents used to tell us we wild like hyenas. In the States, they would tell you that your child have ADD and try and put them on pills, and that's not what it is. So I think that there's a little bit
pills.
I think there's a little bit of you know, distrust when it comes to the treatment of mental disorders as well. Like, you don't really know, you know, how much is enough. You don't really know the person is abusing it. But I do think that with Kanye's situation, that was really like, when I saw that, I didn't even laugh. I thought I was intrigued about the little secrets he is doing. But at the same time, I was concerned. But when I saw the clip of him screaming about how he almost aborted North at the rally, I was like, whoa, like this ain't normal. This ain't funny. This is like, someone should.
For me, and the sad part is Kim, though, like his family can't really do nothing with him unless he himself
voluntarily says that he wants to.
Go and seek
Correct.
treatment. He's a grown man, so if there's nothing they can do unless he's willing to take the medication or do the behavioral treatments or whatever it is.
And for me, Nadia, it's even worse than that, because his ranting didn't really start until the day after. So for me, if I saw this man break down live during this rally, as his team, I then need to take some steps to say, hey, let's either take you off of social media, take you out of the public eye. Let's do certain things to put you in a better space. Even if you're not going to take medication, let's remove you from certain triggers that are going to further exacerbate your illness. So then allow him to still have his phone, to still have him involved in celebrity life, you know, still interacting with these different persons. I feel that it doesn't give him the opportunity to come down from his manic episode. So it's just going to continue to build and build and build. It's still happening, you know. Kim, he ranted about how Kim he's in Get Out. He's the star of Get Out because Kim is trying to get him locked up. She called the doctor to lock him up,
which just made everybody believe that the Kardashian curse was real. Let me tell you, when he said that, everybody was like.
For me, I actually felt bad because, in a way, it's showing that I felt bad for her, because not only does she have to deal with this privately, but now their private life is coming to the screen. And yes, I know a lot of persons say, well, they caused it on themselves. They live their lives in front of the camera. Yes, they live what they want. Not everything is in front of the camera. They live what they want us to see in front of the camera. Correct. In terms of Kim and Kanye's marriage, she has been very strategic to keep that private. So a lot of things concerning them is private. So for that now to be revealed that, oh, A, she almost aborted North, and B, they're having troubles in their marriage,
I will say this. That whole okay, so I'm a little bit for her, and obviously we never got a full statement from her. We only got a statement from a close friend of the family, right?
Yeah, she posted something on her Instagram.
Did she?
Yeah, she acknowledged his
She
bipolar
insinuated
disorder.
that she insinuated in her statement that, you know, even though they as a family care about him, you can't. Mental health is something that you have to want and you have to take necessary steps to get. So they can't force him to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she kind of insinuated that she tries her best, but she can't make him
Right.
do anything because he's a grown adult.
I think she also was saying that persons need to stop bashing her for him. So it, like you said, it's only so much that her as an individual can do to support him. She will continue to support him, but it's only so much that she can do.
Yeah.
Which goes back to like comments when he was supporting Trump and wearing the MAGA hat and all those kind of different things that she had to sort of, I guess when you think about it and you think about all of his little outbursts, her and Chris tried to manage it as best they could and spin it in the way of the family so he doesn't look negative. But he may have been negative after all, like with the whole Taylor Swift thing.
And so that was the other aspect of it. A lot of persons.
He wasn't treated then.
No,
I feel like he had a mental. I feel like he started to break down, mentally, ever since the death of his mother.
Yes.
Yeah.
And him being a celebrity, and him being a rapper, and all these stereotypes surrounded with being a rapper. Nobody really looked at his actions and said he needs help. They also looked at him and said he's crazy
or creative.
So normally when you see a celebrity acting like that, and they're not a rapper, maybe they're an actress or something of that nature, it's, oh, Britney needs help. She needs help. Yeah, you have your trolls saying, oh, she crazy, whatever the case may be.
Britney needs help. Britney needs help.
But
still 12 years old. Britney.
Let me stop sugarcoating it. This is what I'm trying to say. When it's a black man, we don't automatically think he needs mental health. If it's Little Billy,
I want to say if the black person
period
turns. If it's a black person, period. I said, I feel like if it's a black person, period, I feel like, honestly, as a culture, either we try to sweep it under the rug and say, you know what, you need to deal with this, take some time and figure things out. But it's never, let's go to the doctor and see what's happening. Let's actually diagnose this issue.
Until they literally, like, crash and burn.
Yes, at the point where there's no coming back.
But even at that point, Nadia, we only go to two things. Honestly, we only go to two things if somebody hits rock bottom. Oh, that person is doing drugs. Or, oh, this person gone crazy. You know, it's never actual, oh, let's carry to actually diagnose what is happening. Are you depressed?
But you know what I don't appreciate?
Mm-hmm.
I don't appreciate how, yes, Kanye needs help. I'm not discrediting that. I do think it's a good thing to support him. But I just feel like there are a lot of people, no matter what skin color you are, who are locked up in jail, who needed mental health. So we need to not make Kanye West the poster boy for mental health, because there are a lot of normal people with normal lives that cannot afford to get help that are sitting up in jail.
Yeah, but for me, it wasn't really focusing on Kanye. My thought process behind it was us as a culture or a people essentially don't acknowledge it, period. I only use them as an example. My thing is, we don't acknowledge it. We always, like I said, either we don't try to figure out, are you depressed? Are you suffering from depression? Do you have a hormone imbalance? Are you bipolar? Is that why some days you are super excited and some days you are not? You know, figuring out exactly what's wrong with the person to help them to either deal with it or handle it. Because if I know that you suffer from bipolar disorder and these different dysfunctions, then I can try and help place you in an environment that's better for you to cope, as well as get the necessary medication for you to take to help you to cope. So as well as, like you said, Nadia, it's also about monitoring that. So if I see when you take these medication, you go to being, then no. Either we need to reduce that dosage or we need to find some better medication. But I do think that we need to acknowledge it.
Yeah, overall, we don't acknowledge it. I don't think a lot of people in our community, they don't believe in it either. Because that, if you believe in it or you acknowledge it or you know that it exists, then you'd be more aware of the symptoms. You may not be as knowledgeable, but you'll be aware of the symptoms. And your first instinct or reaction would be, maybe he needs a little bit of help. Maybe she needs a little bit of help. Let's start with therapy. We wouldn't even start with therapy. It ain't even about the drugs or saying you need to go to a mental institution. So
I also think it's a pride thing on here.
It is.
For both the person who has it as well as the family of the person. Persons don't want to admit that, oh, I have a mental disorder. Yeah. And the family doesn't want to admit, oh, I have a family member that has a mental disorder.
Agree.
And that's bad, because if you acknowledge that you have a mental disorder and you treat it, then you can be a better person for society.
Life is a little bit more easier. People are more understanding of you.
Right. Versus
and that's why there's a stigma surrounding it, because that's why there's a stigma surrounding it, because culturally we just shut it down. You don't have a mental disorder. Or depress those dishes. You know, little small things like that. So it starts from when we're children. It starts from our upbringing. It starts with our environment, our parents' parenting skills.
I think it all needs to change. So therapists need to be more, I guess, celebrated as not necessarily, oh, if you're crazy, go to a therapist. If you have any problem, even if you don't suffer from a mental illness, if you have a problem that you cannot cope with or handle yourself, go to someone that can help you to better express it. A therapist is a great way to release,
it's a start.
Right, release this essentially misunderstanding that you have within yourself and find better understanding. Yeah. There are government-assisted therapists, though, from my knowledge.
Yeah, there are. Yeah, they are.
Why? See, and that's the issue. We don't even know. I didn't even know that. We don't know these things.
Because it's not celebrated. It's always, it's not celebrated. It's always a thing of, did you go to the therapist for marriage? Or you don't have problems in your marriage? Person's fair gossip. Person's fair being the topic of a bad discussion. So, besides therapists, another way that we can cope is through music and through workout. So I know throughout this quarantine, everyone on the community has been working out and doing some form of exercise, if not just trying to stay healthy, just trying to stay sane. So I know for me, I have a playlist of songs that I go to when I'm exercising that gets me hyped, gets me energized to complete sometimes a very difficult workout. So do you all have any song or songs that you automatically play when you're about to work out that get you hyped?
Yeah.
Listen to me. I am the most random playlist person ever. Random. I could start off with rock on Monday. I could be listening to R&B on Tuesday, hip hop on Wednesday. My playlists are all mixed up.
You gotta get some
like
kind
I
of
just
order.
all over the place.
Yeah, you gotta get some kind of order.
I do soca, DJ Private Ryan. Yep. Because I was able to go to Trinity Carnival this year, which was clearly my last outing pre-COVID. Thank God I went. I have been stuck on Stage Gone Bad and Dare Promoted by Cass. So I have certain soca exercises, certain soca songs that are applicable to certain exercises that normally I legitimately can't breathe as I'm doing them. And I need something to help me push. And I also encourage myself too, and I'll be like, come on, Nadia, you can do this. Two more. Like, I be trying, I ain't gonna lie. But this has been the most consistent I have been exercising since I think since like 2017, which is a good thing. I really need to watch what I eat now, which is a big, big deal for me. I'm taking baby steps by only trying to drink water and the occasional alcohol here and there. I definitely need to watch what I eat, and I think that I will see even faster results.
Yeah. I feel like you said, Nadia, when you have music playing and you sing along to it, it helps your breathing because you're forcing yourself to either hit those notes or get the words out. Your breathing is more consistent versus you. No. So I do agree with that part. Annie, you said you're a soca junkie as well.
I wouldn't say I'm a soca junkie, but I do listen to DJ Private Ryan. It's like maybe 3 different podcasts that he has. So I'll rotate them. I think I listen to them so much now that I know what song is coming next, and it doesn't bother me. Like, it's kind of like, okay, let's just keep going, you know? Because like a hype song might come next, like Nadia. And like Nadia said, when you have a difficult exercise, you need that hype song to get through the set. So I like DJ Private Ryan. It's very rare I'll do like R&B or something of that. So I think it's too slow for me.
Yeah.
So I'm similar to Trent. Not that I have a different playlist for each day or that it's so crazy, but it's a mix of hype songs and ballads. So my hype songs are for when I'm doing my weight training and lifts, and my ballads are actually for when I'm on the treadmill or I'm walking. The reason why,
cardio?
Let me tell you why. Because you sing. Because I sing when I walk. So because I'm singing, I'm breathing more, and each time you breathe, it helps to burn fat. Tasha Cobbs.
Tasha Cobbs. Her on the treadmill hit different. Okay. Gospel on treadmill hit different.
100 calories.
Listen, because
gospel on the treadmill hit different.
I can't just listen to a ballad and just listen to it in my ears. I have to take a ballad. Listen.
No, we're working out. No.
When I walk in, I like how we can't go to the gym recently, and I've been going to the park to exercise. I be walking and I be doing the full out singing, okay? And I sure the people who would be sitting in their house looking through the window, looking at me walk, just be like, what the hell is wrong with this young man? Because I just be like, while I walk in. Now, when I'm weightlifting, I'm listening to Click, All of the Lights in Paris, all these different songs that have like this beat that gets you. Yeah. I need someone with a beat that got me like, okay, get it, you know?
All my
that's soca music. That soca music will keep you moving even during your rest time.
Soca music is making me want to dance, and that's going to cause me lose form.
Extra calories.
I need to be able to maintain my form. I need to maintain my form when I'm doing my weight training exercise.
Soca music for cardio routine exercises.
Yeah. But I still
I can weightlift with soca on.
I can't depend on soca to boost my testosterone to get me in that, I'm sorry, hypermasculine mode to lift my weights.
Wow.
And my ego.
I love it.
Clearly, the ego is the number one thing.
I need some Jay-Z. I need some 50 Cent. Listen.
I even listen to Savage.
Get rich or die trying.
I doing things, okay?
Weights hit different.
Oh yeah, that's a good laugh. I'm a savage.
Like the remix, when I do my jump rope, I do it. So I start off just after she say, I start my jump rope, and I time my skips with their rap, you know, and I feel like, okay, I get hit on.
Do you know what? I'm going to now, when I come off this podcast, I have my jump rope right here. I'm going inside my front room that has a high ceiling. Me and Richie, all of it. That's just the front room of high ceiling. And I'm going to actually try and jump rope to Savage.
Trust me, do it. After her intro verse, after Megan's intro verse, start doing it. It is hype, okay?
It's difficult to skip during Beyonce's part because, you know, it's obviously a dance to that.
You do it in your head. Just do it in your head, you know?
So jumping inside my room is very hard because I have a rug and I'm tall, so I'd be all over the place and I might trip on the rug. So I bought a mat on Amazon, which probably wasn't the best idea because that was $57 and I'm not working right now. So
what? What mat?
My mat should be here. My
My
mat
mat cost
is
me
like 8
$30.
feet wide and 5 feet, 8 by 5. So it's big enough for me to do anything on. Push-ups, jumping jacks, cardio,
I go
weightlifting,
right outside of our
and stretching,
patio,
everything.
and I do my
It
workout.
was not the best idea. $57 gone.
Well, heading into our last topic, we spoke about savage. And boy, some savage things have been happening in Hollywood. So the Megan Thee Stallion was involved in, what do you want to call it? A shootout incident?
Altercation.
Her entanglement was set up different.
Yeah, she didn't get the August Alsina Jada Pinkett Smith
She was
Smith
involved in
memo.
entanglement.
She get hit with something else. So about a week or two ago, Tory Lanez, Meg Thee Stallion, and Kylie Jenner were over at Kylie Jenner's house. I didn't know all of them was friends, but anyway, having a pool
You're probably
party.
not.
So, they were having a pool party, and one thing led to the other, and by the end of the night, Tory Lanez was in jail for gun possession, and Meg Thee Stallion was in the hospital for being shot in her foot. Now, speculation is that Tory Lanez is the one that shot Meg Thee Stallion. Now, at first I was like, why would he shoot her if he was just at a party with her? How does that happen?
And they've been quarantined besties.
You know, like, how you gone from being my road dog to now being my attempted murderer? Wow.
I also...
Some more information has come out on this story.
I feel like she tripped on the gun.
What?
And it was an accident, a literal accident.
So the speculation of what happened
did a statement get released?
She issued a statement to say
she didn't say what happened.
She didn't say what happened. She just told persons that she got shot in the foot because persons didn't know that at the beginning. They just assumed that both Tory and Megan got arrested. So she had to clarify that she never was arrested, but that she was actually in the hospital. And in saying that, she informed persons that she was shot in her foot. So after the report said that Tory was arrested for gun possession, persons put 1 and 2 together. Now, the latest speculation is that the reason for Tory shooting Megan in the foot was because at this pool party, I guess libations were just flowing, persons were intoxicated, and Tory was hitting on Kylie. Supposedly / allegedly, Megan and Tory have truly been in an entanglement during quarantine. So Megan caught feelings and started to beat up Tory Lanez. Now, for those who don't know, Meg Thee Stallion is a whopping 6 feet. And Tory Lanez is a baby boy at 5'2" at 120 pounds. I cannot tell you the last time.
He's seriously that short.
He's that short, 120 pounds. I can't tell you the last time I was 120 pounds.
Listen, he is 5'2" of bad news. I don't even understand why she.
That's 120 pounds. I was in grade 7.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but
so Meg was beating up Tory Lanez, and assumedly his only form of reaction was to pull out his gun and shoot her moneymaker, shoot her in the foot.
I believe that.
I was about to ask, do we believe this story, or do we honestly feel like there is more to this story?
Next to someone and don't point the gun at them, but point at they couldn't say Papa. I don't get that. How are you sitting on the side of you?
The ground to scare her, and it hit her in the foot.
That means you got bad aim too? Come on.
Why you got a gun in the first place? You
at a pool party. Yeah, how you get to a pool party with a gun?
Already got 100
like security. I said, I feel like she tripped on it and she too embarrassed to say she tripped on it.
I saw the video where the person comes to Kylie and says, we have to cut the music down because the PD just came. Yeah. And Kylie was like, okay, I saw that.
So a lot of persons are also upset that Kylie has not commented.
She's annoying.
Listen, Chris, don't tell her, don't say a word.
But it ain't even about that. That's a domestic dispute that happened outside of my property. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
Yeah, but it allegedly involves you if you are the one flirting with Tory Lanez. No,
my baby daddy is
that was my issue with that. That was my issue with that story because Travis Scott has been staying with Kylie during the quarantine. So how is Travis Scott in the building, Tory Lanez, once again at 5'2", trying to mock?
Not even that. Travis Scott is more successful in Tory Lanez. So you really think you guys to be flirting with a self-proclaimed billionaire? You got to be joking.
Oh Lord, it ain't always about the fame and the money. It's about the love.
It's about being equally yoked, and that is
anyway.
I'm not a fan of.
That's why my thing is, I'm shocked that
either
Megan
person involved.
dirty herself with him.
So
I can't believe. Okay.
Tory Lanez is, from what I've observed, he doesn't seem like the best person to be around.
So I want to say that before this, I don't know who the young man is. I can't even tell you.
He has said some very controversial things about women. I don't know him like that. I just know of his criminal past and some of the things he say.
Criminal past? What has he done in the past?
Oh, oh no, you guys.
I thought you would freeze just now, Chris.
I don't remember exactly. I'm really a huge fan of him. So I'd really just be quiet on his situation.
Well,
we don't know what happened, so it's hard to form an opinion, but I'm just saying I do know him to be not the best company. So things are going to happen when he's around.
Well, Meg has issued a statement saying that she's upset about persons making fun of the situation.
They shouldn't be.
They're not. I don't think they're
making fun of her.
They're poking her because they don't know the full story, and I feel like they feel as though
they shouldn't.
No, that's what I think. I think they poking fun because they don't know the true story, and they feel as though that they should know.
Yeah, I feel like there's so many holes, you know, it's so many what happened, what ifs did this, you know, because from me watching the aerial footage from the police car where it shows her doing the walk to make the sobriety walk and then having them on the floor, I couldn't tell that something was wrong with her foot.
That's because how is she doing a walk if she got shot in her foot?
Right. I couldn't tell.
Emergency at this point, trying to get her to the hospital.
Yeah, so I couldn't tell what happened, if the gunshot happened after that. Like, were they harassing Megan and Tory Lanez just like, let me try to protect you from the police, you know? So that's why it's so many weird questions that unfortunately she's not answering. So she's just like, leave me alone, stop making fun of me. And then Drea Michelle went ahead and she gonna make it matters worse by going on a podcast and saying she would love to have a man that would shoot somebody for her. What she do that for, she don't even know. So now Drea and Meg are styling her wife, and it's just a lot. And honestly, we just need answers.
Meg don't have issues with people. That's my whole thing.
Exactly. That's what I like about her.
Police don't have no issue. At least it don't be out there if she does.
Yeah. And we shouldn't be laughing. People who are laughing shouldn't be laughing at it like it's not funny. Protect our black women. Don't laugh at them when they get shot.
I thought you said it sounded like you're laughing.
What?
It sounded like you laughed.
No, I'm basing what I'm saying based on what I saw on TikTok.
No. You said you're going to say we shouldn't, and then you said.
No, the reason why I say we is
you're trying to be inclusive, generalize it.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, okay. I'm not one to laugh at something like that because I'm very passionate about women's rights and how women are treated in society. So I wouldn't laugh at something like that. I don't think it's funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you are incorrect, Anya. I did not laugh.
You are incorrect, Anya.
I do think though that someone from Megan's team does need to address it because Megan has.
Casey and Beyonce got this. Rock Nation have this.
That's the issue. That is the issue right there, Anya. She has so much at stake to lose that any more bad publicity is not going to work well for her further future as an artist.
Easy, tell her be quiet and recover, and when you come back, you're coming back with a new album.
She shouldn't be rushed to speak.
Or the Savage Remix music video.
We ain't gonna do that.
I need that music video though. I need the music video.
Music video for what?
It's not happening.
Savage Remix.
It's not happening.
Oh.
I mean, we waited a year. We waited a year for Black as King, Anya.
About a video.
We waited a year for Black as King. We waited a year for Black as King. So we could wait a couple months for Savage Remix music video.
Beyonce, Meg.
Put your hand a little lower. Hand a little lower. Right there. There you go. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah. I see.
What an unfair comparison.
But that brings us to the end of our funny, joyful podcast. I hope you enjoyed.
Started out rough.
Yes, some rough topics, but we made sure to end it with a bang. So please make sure to continue to tune in, watch us on YouTube. But if you don't have the opportunity to sit down and watch, make sure that you listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, SoundCloud, and wherever you find podcasts. Thank you for tuning in and have a great week, everybody.